Hello, for this week's discussion post, you are to use your birthday and calculate the following equations. The first one is a cubed minus b cubed. The second one is a minus b times a squared plus ab plus b squared. And the third one is b minus c all over 2b minus a. So I'm going to go ahead and use my birthday. For my a, it will be 10. My B has to be a negative number, and that's the day of my birthday, and that's negative 17. And my C will be 70. So let's go ahead and plug everything back into the first equation. A cubed minus B cubed will be 10 cubed minus negative 17 cubed. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take negative 17 cubed. When I do that, I get a negative 4,913. Now I'm going to go ahead and take 10 cubed, and I get 1,000. Now when you add these together, and you have to add them, and the reason why is because you have a negative in front of a negative. A negative in front of a negative will make this a positive number, so that's why we can add. And when I add the two, I get 5,913. Okay? So the one thing that you have to be careful about when you're doing problems like this is the sign. Anytime you have a cube number and it's negative, your answer will come out negative. If you're squaring a negative number, it's going to come out positive. So that's the difference between cubes and squares. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and do the second part. The second part is a minus b times a squared plus ab plus b squared. So let's go ahead and plug the numbers in. This is going to be 10 minus a negative 17. Now I have 10 squared here plus 10 times a negative 17 plus, and then b squared would be negative 17 squared. All right, so let's go ahead and figure out the numbers. We know a negative in front of a negative is going to make this a positive 17. And 10 squared is 100. 10 times negative 17 is negative 170. And a negative 17 squared would give me 289. 10 plus 17 will be 27. And then when I do 10 minus 170 plus 289, I get 219. When I multiply these two numbers together, I get 5,913. Now, as you can see, that was the same answer that we got in the first problem. So, one of the questions that you have on your assignment is, why did these two numbers come out to be the same? And I'm going to give you a hint. Let me write out the second equation. What you should do is multiply this out. Multiply this out using the distributive property. When you multiply it out, you should see something. Some things should cancel out, and your final product should look like something. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I want you to figure it out for yourself. All right. And now let's go to the last problem, which is b minus c all over 2b minus a. So for my numbers, I have negative 17 minus 70 all over 2 times negative 17 minus 10. When you have two negatives, a negative 17 minus 70, you will have to add them. So when you're adding two negatives, your answer will come out to be negative. So in this case, this will be negative 87. Down here, 2 times negative 17 is negative 34 minus 10. Once again, you're going to add these. You're going to get negative 44. A negative over a negative will give you a positive answer. For your last answer, I want you to leave it in fraction form. If you can reduce it, that's fine. I don't want you to write it as a mixed number, and I do not want you to write it as a decimal. Please leave it as an improper fraction. Okay, improper fraction is when your numerator is bigger than your denominator. And if you can reduce it, fine. I don't want you to go ahead and rewrite it. Just leave it as is. All right, well, I really hope this helps you with this week's discussion. Good luck.